This is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
With me in your head because I didn't.
No, I did. I told
hear any of this. This is all like completely new stuff. So weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because the thing's right in your face. $10 seconds.
This is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now.
Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
The Knockem Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem. The Knockem Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now.
What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
Have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
I had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you
How do you say
experience?
there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say?
This is Ruth Buzzy, and I'd like you to know how much I love the Knockem Dead radio show coming to you live on govsradio.com. Oh, you make me laugh. You really do. Oh, please. I can't do this anymore.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and...
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warms up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. It is Monday. It is August
30th. 30th. August 30th. It's like the end of the summer. Everything's crap now.
Well, welcome. There is an August 31st, right? Tomorrow's the 31st?
Yeah.
Or is it September?
30
no,
days
September
has
1st is
September,
Wednesday.
April, June, and November.
Yeah, we're winding down the summer, baby. Labor Day is when it happens. People going back to school.
Wednesday.
Some of our kids go back to school Wednesday.
Not the teenager. The teenager is off until September 9th.
All right, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show on govsradio.com. That is our website. But we want you to go to Govs Comedy Club Radio. You go to YouTube, you type that in, Govs Comedy Club Radio. That's where you'll find us interacting with you guys, reading your comments, talking to you, having some laughs. That's the place we'd like you to go. That's the place you can interact with us. Gov's Comedy Club Radio. That is the name of the YouTube channel. And please hit the thumbs up option, and then hit the copy and share and all that other stuff. Hit all that stuff. The copying and the sharing and the good stuff. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Radio, including ours.
Yep.
We're on right now. We have a great show for you today. Lots of great shows. Live from Governor's Green Room, which was on this past Saturday. Films on Tap. Domestic Disturbance, which is returning soon. Donversations, Top Fives, Christy Miller Unleashed, Steve Squared, The Work, Flip Tracks, Radio. Who am I missing? Anthony and Johnny, of course. Cars and Comedy with Tom Galati and Brett. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Well, if I missed you, please forgive me. And we have great shows coming your way soon. We have some new shows coming. We may even have a show, an old show returning. Maybe. Possibly. We hope. I may be speaking prematurely. Just like I do other things. All right. So, and go to govs.com. That is the website for the club. I don't know what you got going on over there.
Well, I'm trying to take over the...
Yeah, you're trying to look at the screen so we can read the comments there.
Yeah, but Kevin Scott just said that there's a slight delay. It's a little glitchy, he said.
Well, what are we talking about? Like an echo?
No.
Well, how do you know there's a delay then?
He said, hey, there's a slight blip of interference every few seconds. So, it's a little glitchy sometimes.
In the video or the audio?
And I could tell you that up here, sometimes this has been turning green, which is always a good color for Wirecast, but still, usually it kind of shuts
Nobody
its
knows
pie
what
hole.
you're talking about. What's turning
I'm
green?
just telling you.
What's turning green?
Sometimes the internet will go green, yellow, or red over here.
Oh, okay.
But it's going green. It'll blip green every once in a while, which is probably what Kevin Scott's saying.
Yeah, now Beansy's saying that the sound sounds like it's farting. So I turn the sound up so I can hear it. Oh, I heard that. Yeah, there's a noise or a scratch sound. An audio cracking. Right, see, that's what I was talking about with that thing before.
Yeah, 'cause he said audio.
All right, well, hopefully it's not annoying you guys too bad. We'll do our best to work with it and try to fix it. We do have a guest. We have 3 guests, actually. We have Roxana Lewis. We have Rachel Barcelona and Karen Sillis. Roxana is the co-producer and director. Rachel and Karen are the stars of a movie called Mandy's Voice. We're going to be talking to the 3 of them probably around 11:30. Karen Sillis, you may know, for all you Sopranos fans. I did my research and my homework, and I was right. Karen played the madam. Her name was Debbie on the episode of The Sopranos, season 1, I believe. Great episode. So, we'll be talking to them about Mandy's Voice. Mandy's Voice, I'll tell you now, it's a movie about a girl with autism being nonverbal and being raised by a single mom. What's the matter? Oh, I thought you were trying to show me something.
I thought I got it. Ugh. I finally got it on this.
Yep.
And then what? It's back on yours?
No, that's you. I'm going to make fun of you every time you make that face. But no, that's you. So as I was saying, go to govs.com to find out what's happening at the clubs. Lots of great shows coming up. Don't forget, September 25th, the big night here at Governors in Levittown, where they're celebrating 40 years, the 40th anniversary of Governors opening up as a comedy club. And the person that started it all, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, he will be there that night headlining. That's going to be a great show. Jackie's always a lot of fun. So go to govs.com, see the schedule for all the shows. Anthony Rodia is coming back sometime soon. I forget the dates, but he was supposedly not playing on Long Island again until December, but they just announced some dates for him coming back. I think it's at McGuire's. That's coming up soon. Tracy Morgan in January. Lots of great shows. Go to govs.com, see the schedule, make your reservations, and enjoy yourself. Jeff Bosey says, good afternoon. Kevin Scott, say what's going on, everybody. Beansy's watching. DJ D Love is there. Andy Plajanos, I'll show you my knuckle trick. Also a way to know which months have 31 days. All right. Carol Miner's there. Hello, Carol. No, Andy, it's not your earphones. I guess we're having a little issue with our sound. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Joan. Yes, we know the audio is crackling. We hope it's not too bad. We hope you can deal with it for now. I don't know if you want to try and lower that, the loopback thing?
Yeah, how?
Oy vey, it's going to be one of these days we need DJ D Love back to run the show. almost sounds like a sound from the video game Pong.
Like here?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right, let me get out of here. Or is it in here?
Was it? No, it's not that either. The shit, where was it?
If it makes you feel better, I told Mike.
Oh, you did? All right.
Yeah.
So I'll wait on that.
Just
okay.
wait, yeah.
All right. So how was everybody's weekend? Hope everybody had a good weekend. How was your weekend?
You know, it was kind of busy, and I kind of felt like last night I thought maybe the next day was Sunday, but it wasn't. It was one of those weekends. I'm like, is it really not Sunday tomorrow? Yeah. Just a lot of running around, getting a whole bunch of stuff done. Busy. You? You had a fun weekend.
Yeah, I had a good weekend. Yeah, as we talk about Mandy's Voice, a movie about a girl with nonverbal autism, we had our Nassau County Police Athletics League Special Needs Unit. Special Needs Unit. I just like touching my nipple. Snoo. Hey, what's new? Snoo.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Man.
Special Needs Unit. Nassau County Police Athletic League Special Needs Unit. I am the president. And we had our annual picnic this weekend. We had a lot of fun. When we do our annual picnic, we also have our annual parents versus participants softball game.
And you kicked their ass.
We did not kick their ass. We won because we had no mercy. But we did not kick their ass. We actually were getting
They're good.
Well,
like, I didn't go this year because I had a million trillion things to do. But the years that I've gone, I'm like you kind of go into it thinking, all right, you're playing, special needs kids. It's all about having fun. And a couple of innings in, you're like, they're freaking good.
we have a lot of participants who are higher functioning. We definitely have a lower functioning community as well, but a lot of them are higher functioning. So, especially physically, these are almost the ones that play are almost the ones that you can't even tell that there's something going on, that they're differently abled. So we play this game and we play.
You have to play hard.
We always every year we start off like you said, just kind of. Taking it a step back or two.
Triples, they're whizzing.
We're getting murdered.
Yeah. So after a while, you're like, all right, man, let's bring it because they're so good.
So yeah,
which is great.
Right, and then eventually the parents and they're all our age, people in their 40s and 50s. So we
can't run.
We're half dead.
Old.
Right.
We just want to die.
So even when we play to the best of our ability, it's still a pretty even game.
They're still better. Yeah.
So we were getting our asses.
They're better.
We were getting our asses kicked for several innings. And it was really strange. There were a lot more participants than parents playing. So we were outnumbered, but we played anyway, getting our asses kicked. So I think they had, 13 or 14 players. We had, 7 or 8. And then midway through the game, we're down by 5 runs, and we lost 2 players. 2 guys had to leave.
You had 7 and then dropped down to 5?
I swear to God, this is true.
And anything goes in the outfield. When you're over 40, you're just like, it was meant to be.
Well, or you just say, screw it, everybody play the outfield.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's true.
We basically played a half field. And so basically anybody that hit the ball was making it to first. I think we had one first baseman. Everybody else was on the third base side of second.
All right.
And after we lost these 2 guys, well, all right, so 2 things happened. We lost 2 guys, and we were up to bat. So not only did we lose 2 guys, but I did not bat. I was catching for both teams.
Oh yeah, you're always good that way. You always are helpful.
And I was batting for the parents, but the parents came up to bat and they started a rally, and I'm like, I'm not interrupting this rally, and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
So the parents, what we have, the 6 guys we had left, they batted around like 2 or 3 times because we were just rallying. So I was like, I'm not batting.
And they forgot you were on the team.
One guy actually comes up to me, he goes, wait a minute. He goes, it was like his second or third time up at bat, and he's like, you didn't bat yet. And I said to him, I am not getting in the way of this rally. I'm sorry, am I boring you with this? Are you all right?
No, I didn't get a lot of sleep.
I said, all right, I'm not interrupting this rally. I said, so just keep going. And we actually we caught up, and we were up 10-10. We were up 10-10. And I don't know what you just did there.
Well, I was just trying to, because that was black.
Oh. I knew Andy Plajanos was going to catch on to me saying that Tony loves catching for both teams. I knew it. So so we tied it up 10-10, and it stayed 10-10 for a few innings. And then finally I was like, you know what? I am going to bat. All right, so I'll explain what happened. So my first at bat, we had this one guy we had this one guy bring one of our participants, but we didn't know this guy. We've never seen him before. I guess this girl's parents weren't available or something. Turned out it was her uncle that brought her to the picnic. So we said to him as we were getting ready, I went up to him, I said, you going to play? And he said, no, I'm not going to play. I said, oh, okay. But then I don't know who asked him, but all of a sudden, the next thing I know, he's in the field as the umpire.
Oh.
And he's standing behind the pitcher. I'm up at bat, my first at bat. And I was fouling balls off like you wouldn't believe. It must be a record. I'm telling you, I was in double digits with foul balls.
Who was pitching?
Who was pitching? Dom. Our friend Dom, a participant. Dom, we were only in here for like a month or 2, and Dom was in here with us one day. It was April of 2018. I remember that because his birthday's in April. He came in on his birthday.
Yeah, who has autism? Go ahead.
You're a dick. So Dom was pitching. He's a great pitcher. And I'm telling you, I fouled off. I went double digits with foul balls. So then this one pitch comes in. I thought it was a little high and outside. Sure enough, the ump not only says strike 3. This is a fun game for parents and kids. Doesn't mean a thing. This guy goes, strike 3! I was like, what the? I said, what are we playing? What are you, Leslie Nielsen? Hey. Strike?
That's great.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. But I was like, so I actually stood there and looked at him.
Like, that was a little enthusiastic for a ball. So my next at bat, same thing. I'm fouling balls off like crazy. I'm son of a bitch. And I'm getting aggravated now. So then a pitch comes in, and it was a pretty good pitch. It was close. It could have gone either way, right? The ump calls a ball, right? The catcher throws the ball back to Dom. As the ball's sailing, I hear the ump go, that's a makeup for me calling you out. And I'm like, I just kind of nodded. That was kind of cool.
In my head, I'm like, that's right, because that was not a strike.
They should do that in professional baseball.
Yeah, right.
Like, just
I like
everyone
to make up for my mistake.
Felt really bad about the last call, so that guy over there is safe. Thanks.
And then I ended up grounding out. So that's why when we had a rally later on, I'm like, I'm not getting in the way of this because I suck.
Belt it. Like, I've seen you belt it, but like when you do that like grounder thing to short, yeah, you do that too. But like most of the times you belt it.
Well, that was the thing. So we're tied 10-10 for like three innings. Finally, I'm like, all right, I'm coming up to bat. Boom. I did. I hit a rocket.
Okay.
and then it's got to be a rocket because if this one-legged bastard can make it to second base safely, he hit it pretty far.
The fact that you took the chance to make it to second.
It was.
That's how far it must have been.
I don't even think they were. I think the guy was just picking the ball up at that point.
Well, good for you.
By the time
that's
I was
cool.
like,
that must have felt really
first.
good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And then it started our rally. I scored the 11th run. We had another guy come in to score. We won 12-10.
So, like, after you hit, you're like, you people are going down.
The best part of this game, like I mentioned, Dom, our friend Dom.
There's a whole show on that.
Dom DeBarry is his name. Like I said, he was in here once with us. Wonderful guy. Him and his dad came in back in April 2018. Just a nice guy. We call him the mayor. He's the friendliest guy. He talks to everybody. But we have this running joke. Dom falls down a lot. No matter what sport program we're having. We have a basketball program. We have football. We have hockey. We have all sorts of programs. And Dom is always the one that falls down. So we had some rain this weekend. So the softball field was a little wet. But right by second base was a big puddle. We were just everybody was just kind of working around it. But Dom, he hit a rocket out in the outfield, and he's hauling. He's hauling ass. He rounds first. He's going to go for 3 at least. So he starts around second, gets a little too close to this puddle, slides in the mud. His foot slides in the mud and gives out. He face first belly bomb, boom, right into the heart of the puddle.
That just is so funny.
I was the loudest one laughing, hysterically. I couldn't play for about 5 minutes. I was laughing so hard. He gets up. I mean, he almost looked like the shit monster in the movie Dogma. He was just this big blob of brown.
And no one else is laughing at this, just you?
No, no.
Okay.
Plenty of people were laughing.
Okay.
Dom was not laughing, which I don't blame him, but, it's our job to make light of it and to tease him and to, just tell him it's okay. And karma came back to get us because then Dom took his shirt off and played the rest of the game bare-chested.
Oh, no, wait.
Yeah, which was disturbing.
No, wait.
So we had to deal with that.
What? There's rules. There's keep your shirt on rules.
Well, not for us.
Wow. You okay?
It took a while. I'm definitely glad I had lunch first. I did feel it coming up, but but think of all the food we would have had left over if lunch was after, because nobody would have been hungry.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was fun.
Well, I'm glad you kicked their asses.
We had a great time. Unfortunately, we didn't get everybody because a lot of people didn't show up because of the weather. But it was a great game. Oh, John Cavallo. He was in this room with us a few weeks ago, about a month ago.
Yeah, the chef.
Right, he's the chef.
Oop.
Somebody's in the waiting room. Yeah, keep him wait. Yeah,
Okay.
let's wait till.
I'm just thrilled it worked.
Okay.
Because while you were talking, it told me that we were too idle since you set it up and it ended. So while you were telling the Dom story, I was flipping my shit over here. Very calmly, by the way.
Wow, yeah, hats off to you.
Yeah, you didn't even know.
I did not.
You didn't even know I almost pooed myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So so we have 2 out of 3 guests in our waiting room, so we'll get to them in a minute. So John Cavallo, who's in the seat right over here, he was on the show a few weeks ago because he put together a song and a music video, which also featured some autistic kids, autistic people, I should say, and they made this great music video. But his full-time job is a caterer. If you're in our area locally, Sempre Fame, which means always hungry.
What town?
They're in a town called Floral Park. That's where Chris Thomas lives.
Okay.
Floral Park is almost like Nassau County, Queens border, so it's about a half hour west of us, but it's centrally located. So we got John to cater this event. I cannot tell you how good this food was. Everybody was thrilled with the food. They loved it. Not a single problem. Good pricing. Delivered on time. Gave us everything we needed. And it was delicious. Sempre Fame, Sempre, fame, Fame, but it's pronounced fame. It means almost hungry. So it was a good time. We really enjoyed it. What do we got? We still got 2 people. We'll give it another minute or 2, see if all 3 of them are there.
Okay.
So it was fun. And we also had our green room show on Saturday. Charles Goonan hung out. Sherry Palin hung out.
I almost said Sherry Price. Wasn't she in my class?
Yeah, I think so. I almost said Sherry. I couldn't remember if it was Poland or Palin. Actually, it's Poland. Mm-hmm. It's Poland. I said Palin. Sorry. Sherry Poland was here. But then the headliner in the club that night, Mike Cannon, he hung out for a little while, which was fun.
Yeah, really nice guy. Just came in, chatted with us for a while. Really fun.
Stephen Rocco Perillo was here. Unfortunately, we did not get the drag queens in. Their show started at 8, and when we left here, at, I don't know, 10:30 or something. Their show was still going on.
Yeah, we were here at like 7, so we weren't going to stay till midnight.
Well, yeah, we started the show at 7:30.
Yeah.
We went until a few minutes after 10. So yeah, it was too long.
We didn't realize it was like a show where everyone was always on stage. We thought it was like one at a time, like stand up. So they didn't really have the opportunity to come in here. So maybe they will someday.
But Charles Goonan actually returns tomorrow. Charles Goonan will be in here with us tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
For
trivia.
For Tuesday trivia. That'll be fun. All right, so who's actually waiting there? It's Rachel and Karen. Oh, the two actresses. All right,
you
so
want to, we have 3 minutes, but.
Yeah, we'll give them another. Yeah, we'll wait a minute. We're waiting on Roxana, the director.
The hurricane that, just came by.
The one that destroyed New Orleans?
Yeah, I was actually reading about it. Do you know that the Mississippi River, it was going in the opposite direction?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, the winds were so strong that it stopped the river from, its flow, and then it was turning around the other way.
Yeah, our hearts go out to everybody down there, especially New Orleans.
150 miles an hour.
And I think it was the anniversary of Katrina.
Poor people.
Joan wants to know how you're feeling.
Crappy. But thanks. I appreciate you asking. You know what? It's the concussion. I have a headache, so it kind of bugs me. But thanks for asking.
Let's see. This is a huge allegory for addition by subtraction. You were working the wet field, says Andy. Jeff says the noise sounds a little bit like pong.
Oh, really? Yeah, I wonder if it's this extra Scarlett microphone. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the loop back in the Zoom.
Yeah, when we first bring people in, if it's all right with you, I'm gonna go out there and listen to the show and see what it sounds like for a little bit while you.
Oh, you didn't hear it when I put it on before?
Yeah, well, I want to hear it when they're talking, and you're gonna be busy talking with them for a few. I just want to get a feel for what it sounds like. Ready?
Yeah, I guess. All right. So, what do you need from me? You need me to move, right?
No. Well, yeah, a little bit that way.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see.
So we're getting ready. We're gonna have in the waiting room, waiting to join us is Karen and Rachel.
You're too far.
I'm too far. Oh, all right. Whoa. I almost fell.
Yeah, just lean a little bit more towards that direction. That's fine.
This is good?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's perfect, actually.
Cool.
I'm going to see if it works, because I'm scared.
Can you move the Zoom window to the other screen so I can see them? The Zoom window, the actual Zoom. Can you move it?
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah.
You have to take it over to the left now, remember?
I know, but I want to admit them before I have to try to find them on that TV. So can I just get them in the room, and then I'll move everything so you can see them?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, see, they're not in our thing. They're just here.
Hi, guys. Bear with us 2 seconds. We're just getting some technical stuff worked out.
Hi, it's great to see you guys.
You too. Hang on 2 seconds. Thanks. So, what's going on?
I don't know. I just, they should be in here.
Maybe just hit the arrow and see if it works.
I don't think it will. Yeah, it's on.
All right. Why don't you just move them so we can see them here?
Yeah.
Tell them to hang on 2 seconds.
Yeah, just hang on for a second. Sorry, we're trying to get you on the screen.
Rachel, are those pumpkins?
Oh yeah, they're pumpkins and ghosts are holding them. And they're my set pieces for whenever I go on a paranormal podcast.
Love it.
I just leave them up there because I've been getting requests to go back on.
Nice.
Okay, I think we're good for now. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Sorry about that. All right, so we have Roxana Lewis here, we have Karen Sillis, and we have Rachel Barcelona. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, we're very excited. We were just talking a few minutes about the movie and having you guys on. I'm actually wearing my Nassau County Police Athletic League shirt. It's the special needs unit that we have for the Police Athletics League. We had a fun event this weekend. Somebody's got their speaker on. I don't know if one of you guys have the show on with the speaker. If you wouldn't mind turning it down, because it's... Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Appreciate that. So yeah, I'm personally very active in the special needs world. I have an autistic daughter, so I'm very excited to talk to you guys today. Roxana, let's start with you. What can you tell us about the movie?
Wow, that's a big question. Okay.
Well, yeah, don't give too much away.
Okay, do you mean in terms of the plot line? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so Mandy's voice, in short, is about I like to call it a visual love story, and it's about a young teen who is nonverbal and goes through a lot of challenges that I think every teenager goes through, and she has an exploration with her mother in terms of how to her mother wants to provide the very, very best for her, and it's about that journey and how their relationship strengthens together over time. That's a short one. Let's try not to give anything away. I'm sure
exactly.
that Karen and Rachel are going to have a lot more to say, so I'm just doing a little warm up for them to add to that.
and I got to tell you, even I can imagine what a single parent would have to go through, because it's not always easy just with two parents. So, and now Rachel, the character is nonverbal, right?
That's correct. She is a non-speaking autistic, and I thought that was a very challenging role. I felt like I had to tap into my inner child because I was non-speaking for, I'd say, a majority of my life. I was born, and throughout preschool, I just wasn't talking. So I just wanted to see what that was like again, and that really helped me with the role.
Was it easier? Did it make it acting in this did it make it acting in this movie easier or harder because you didn't have to say lines on screen?
Well, I'd say it's sort of a happy medium. I thought it was going to be very hard because I wasn't saying anything, and it was also easy because I was acting from my heart, my own experience, and it's also very hard because you're acting with your entire body, and
right.
I was really sore at the end of the day.
So it sounds to me like this movie's going to make me cry. You going to make me cry in this movie?
I think so.
Yeah, like I said, my daughter's on the spectrum, so it definitely anybody who has a personal connection I'm sure is going to cry and really get emotional at a movie like this. And Karen, how about you? What was it? I don't know if you personally have any experience in that world, but how is it for you working you know, on this type of project or working with a cast and crew that are on the spectrum?
It was remarkable, eye-opening. Nothing different than just being around amazing, creative, artistic people. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. I was very intimidated to begin with.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Then I surrendered because I wanted to, you know, I wanted to be realistic, playing the mother of an autistic child, and I didn't really have that knowledge, and now I do.
Was there any research involved for that, or?
You know, it's funny you ask. One of the, and Roxana, you can interrupt whenever. The woman who created Piece of Heart, she, it's a home for autistic kids.
Oh, okay.
We had a Zoom conversation just before we started shooting, and she just went, there's nothing you need to do, just be present. So
Well,
that was her cue to me as an actor as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting, because I personally feel that people, you can tell the difference between people who have experience in that world and who don't. So that's an interesting answer, because I guess being present is the key, because you know when you first have kids on the spectrum, it's not like you had previous. Most people don't have this previous experience or previous research, and they're just kind of they're almost winging it. So I guess that's the proper way to do it. So all right, so let me backtrack then with Roxana. So because you had a cast and crew mainly on the spectrum, is that right?
So it's we have a cast and crew that I'm gonna back up a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
We originally, when I want to go back a little bit, Karen mentioned Piece of Heart.
Okay.
So the film's origins sparked from Josh Hansbrough, who's my film partner on this, and he's also the director of photography. He did a documentary on an organization called Piece of Heart, which is here in Jacksonville, Florida area in Ponte Vedra, and it is an exceptional home for individuals who are non-speaking, and they do extraordinary work there. It's really beautiful. And he thought that it would be an interesting premise to dive into a little bit of that on a more one-on-one level. So this Mandy's Voice is a fictional story that's based on the true life events of an amalgamation of people. And we started originally kind of in a traditional format. This was pre-COVID. And we decided inner life of these characters. And I know we're talking about on the spectrum and not on the spectrum in terms of casting, but I think it's important to say that all of this was very, very organic. And when I knew that there was a massive lack of representation in casting and in the voices, portrayal, and employment of individuals with different abilities. And I thought we really have something, we have an opportunity to make a difference in the world with this film. And creative sometimes can feel really small and unimportant, and sometimes it feels like the biggest thing in the world. And I just thought, I went to the team and I said, listen, I'd really like to cast this authentically. I think this is the right answer for this story. And to do anything otherwise would feel just really wrong. And so I remember a lot of enthusiasm, but also a lot of like, how's that going to happen? How, just a lot of questions. And I'm saying this, I hope, to inspire people. That's why I'm telling this long story, is because I remember saying to Wills, who is working on casting with us, this sounds really woo-woo, but I just said they're out there. There are individuals out there who are looking for us. They're waiting for us to say, we want you, come audition. And let's just be kind of forceful with that. Let's be very direct with that energy, and let's put it into the universe. We had almost no money. It's during COVID, and also people are upset and sad and going through it.
Right.
And so, very fortunately, we have a wonderful man named Stuart Bicknell with Illuminations Grip and lighting. And I called him and I said, I happen to know that his son was on the spectrum. And I said, Stuart, I have this crazy idea. Do you or your son happen to know anybody who would be interested in auditioning? And he gave it some thought and he said, I know this really extraordinary woman named Rachel. I think you should talk with her and see if this is a project that you guys, if there's something there. And I was like, thank you. So, we didn't, there's more to that story, but to answer your question, a third of the cast and crew approximately is on the spectrum or daily involved. Their real life work is as a therapist or as a parent advocate or an author or an instructor. So it's 4 out of the 5 cast members are involved in the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that came to us very naturally. And it felt like the right way to go. We didn't go out and say, hey, let's specifically hire people who, have red hair or whatever we want to say. We said, who are the best people to tell this particular story?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head there. They're out there. They're capable. We were talking just before we brought you guys on. We had, we had an event this weekend with our PAL, and it was our annual family picnic, and we played softball, and we were talking about how we had a parents versus participants game, and we were talking about how the participants, they play softball just as hard and just as good as anybody else, and they were totally beating the crap out of us parents. But that's exactly it. They're out there and they're totally capable of playing a softball game, working on a movie, working in a certain trade, whatever it may be.
Right.
And I do know, unfortunately, the numbers, percentage wise, it's very low as far as the people on the spectrum working, full time jobs. So, so you guys have made history with this, and I applaud you for all the efforts to make that happen, and hopefully it leads to a lot of other things. Not just for people like Rachel acting, but the whole everybody that was working on that movie in any capacity. I think it's fantastic. Rachel, you mentioned that you didn't start speaking until 4. I don't know how much of that you remember, but did you use a lot of your own experiences in life to play this character?
Well, I definitely remember a lot of it. And one of the stories I tell people is that I remember when I was in preschool, my mom was with me, and I couldn't really talk back to the people that were in the principal's office because I was sent there. And pretty often, because nobody knew what to do with me. And there were doctors, and just it was painful to not be able to say anything when they said I wouldn't amount to anything.
Oh, wow.
So I did use a lot of my own experiences when I played this role. But what's interesting is that I initially turned the role down. And that's really important to say because at first, when I was approached to do the role, I thought it wouldn't be right because I'm very verbal right now, and I just thought that, and I totally get it because as an autistic actress, I have a lot of trouble getting work, and I can't imagine how hard it is for someone who's not speaking. So I said, I will do voiceovers or whatever you want me to do, but let's find a non-speaking actress. So we put the effort to do that. And there was just too many sensory issues, and I experienced that firsthand with the lights and the sounds. It was a little too much for me sometimes.
Sure.
So eventually I said I'll try it, and it was a really good experience.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now I know you also sing, right?
I do. I am a classically trained opera singer.
Whoa.
And at the moment, I have a role in an off-Broadway show called Bat Boy. And I don't know if it's true or not, but it might.
We've
have
actually
plans
interviewed
for-
the people for Bat Boy.
Yeah,
Really?
Ray Negron,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's been in
play
here.
the girlfriend.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
So it might go to Broadway. I don't know if that's true or not. You know, he's very ambitious.
Yes.
Good for you. That's really awesome.
And you get to work with some baseball players, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my whole thing. I work with a lot of people in sports, and I'm on the board for Culture City, so that's really, really sports driven.
Sure.
This is going to be a long interview.
That's all right. We find it really interesting. Like Tony said, his daughter has autism, and one of the things that I don't know if you want to ask things, but I'm curious, just as someone who's involved with, someone with special needs, like when you were so frustrated as a 4 and 5-year-old not being able to say, were you able to speak before you could write? Like when you first could write, was it just amazing to be able to say what you wanted to say to someone in print finally? Like how did that feel for you? I bet it must have been just amazing.
It was amazing. I know that I was writing before I could talk, and that sort of translates into my life right now because my dream is to be an author and get the stuff that I write for fun published. But that's kind of how I would communicate. I would basically tell stories and write them down, and that was really a way of communicating for the longest time. I would just stay up in the wee hours of the morning writing on old construction papers, and that was it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I bet it's amazing because I know with Tony's daughter, like one of the first few times that I met her, she really doesn't say much unless she's very comfortable with you because she's very shy. And then one time I saw a text come over to Tony, and I was like, Sammy wrote that? Like I was so like, wow, there's like so much inside of her, and I'm sure there's so much inside of you that you were probably so happy to just get out. And is that the storyline? Because I was trying to figure out what the storyline is, because one of the things that we love to do when we interview people is to kind of see the movie ahead of time so we could kind of talk about the movie, but it's still in production, so we weren't able to do that. But,
well, it's in post-production, right?
Yeah, but we weren't able to see it.
Things. Well, there's a little trailer, and we have a lot of interesting things coming up in the near future. So I'm very excited about that. And yes, that sort of is the plot without giving too much away.
Right.
My character, Mandy, she has so much inside of her that she just wants to let out, and that happens over the course of the movie. And
how was it? How was it working with Karen? Because she's been in a lot of films. She's done a lot of theater. Did you pick her brain a lot and get a lot of support from her? As far as an actress is concerned.
Yeah, we got along really well, and she really was like a mother to me in real life because I got a lot of acting tips, and that's good because I haven't acted in a long time. I did a few small things on TV and independent films when I was a kid. I think one of the things that I'm known for is that I did a trauma film called Slimed when I was about 7 or 8, and I loved it. It was hilarious, but ever since then I just wanted to focus on school and being, I don't know, real life. But I did a lot of acting work when I was in school. I was a thespian, and I just, none of it really sort of clicked when it came to TV or movies. I was just on stage in small shows.
Which do you like more, being like the production of a movie or being on stage?
Yeah, I mean, I like both of them. I think I do have some experience because I did both, and not too bad with technological stuff either. I know that in my freshman year, we did Little Shop of Horrors, and I had to push and operate the Audrey 2, so that was really interesting.
Nice. That's great. And Karen, how did that feel? Were you kind of like the the hot person on campus there teaching all the people, teaching them all the how to act and giving them all the tips? After all, you were on The Sopranos, so you must have been the hot shot on set.
Well, I really am gonna. How do I answer that? Yes, I know my stuff. Yes,
right.
I know my stuff. And everybody around me knew that I knew my stuff, and kind of imitated and joined in. It was an amazing experience. Yeah, I mean, each one of the crew and working with Rachel, I mean, remarkable. She said she originally turned it down. I didn't turn it down. I just thought there's no way I could do good to this role because I'm not in that world.
Sure. But
so,
I would think from an acting point of view, because you've played a variety of different roles, I would think from an acting point of view, this could be this is a completely new challenge that that you would love to dive in and tackle.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like you dive into things. Like I think it was perfectly casted. Like you take meaty things. I'm glad that they casted you. Even if it was something that wasn't like, part of something that you've done before, like you'd make it great. So yay for you.
Yeah, it was remarkable.
All right. So, I don't, somebody mentioned the sponsors before. I think might have been Roxana. So you're still looking for sponsors? Is that correct?
We are. We're looking for individuals and organizations who'd like to join into the team, from donations of $10 to executive producer upwards of $2,000. We're looking for about $9,000 to get through post-production and festivals, and we have done a phenomenal job at raising everything we needed to get through casting and completing our principal photography. So we're really at the finish end of this, and receiving just really wonderful responses and a lot of support. Like you guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. So things are going really well.
Good. And yeah, like you mentioned with COVID and whatnot, I'm sure that's postponed a lot of the festivals. I think most festivals aren't even until next year. So it must be frustrating. You're probably dying to get the movie out there.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting because this film has gone through a lot of iterations before it got into the hands of the cast and into myself even. So I think in my personal point of view, everything happens at the right time. And if we hadn't waited, and if it's hard to say this, but if COVID hadn't happened, we may not have even come together as a team. So okay. I'm just so thankful that there was a bit of a strange silver lining for us to make this film under these circumstances. I think it really consolidated the intention of the film, and I think it's made it much more accessible to a larger population who understand what it is to feel very isolated and to not have a voice and to not be able to express it and to not be heard. So I'm hoping that those kinds of themes will speak to a much broader audience, and also open our hearts up and develop some empathy and some compassion in times when we all need it.
Yeah, especially now, I think we definitely need that. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so real quick, we appreciate the time. We're really excited you guys are here. And I know Rachel mentioned Bat Boy. Karen, what do you have coming up in the future, or coming up next?
Coming up next, I just moved from the West Coast, from LA back east, so just moved to Connecticut. Oh, nice. So I've been very consumed with the transition of the one kid going into college, another going into high school, knew everything. Oh, good for you. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now.
Well, good. Well, all the best to your kids there.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Roxanne, I understand you're also a choreographer. Is that right?
Yeah, my roots are as a professional choreographer, from barefoot, hoofing it at SUNY Purchase. Karen and I are both alumni of
nice.
SUNY Purchase, which is how we originally connected. And then through Broadway and musical, every kind of production. So that was a really important component to directing this film, was understanding how to communicate through the body and how to use our bodies, and how, as a director, how to relate to physical language that is different for each individual.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I would think, yeah, that's something I didn't even think about. I'm sure just, the scheduling and the amount of hours in a day for filming and whatnot, it probably had to be a lot different than when you used to shoot films. You had to deal with routines and different type of scheduling, I would think, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and also in terms of our rehearsal period,
Sure.
we're all sitting, on our backsides on Zoom, because of COVID, and we're in different parts of the country, and so to be able to build the rapport amongst the cast specifically through Zoom, but also how do we translate that, and how did that arc occur when it was time to come together physically, because we're also, again, very isolated, kind of sedentary, not used to using our bodies, and then how to do that in a way that, of course, doesn't look like choreography, but is authentic to putting feeling and emotional life into our physical life. And like Rachel said, for her character in particular, it was very taxing, and so to have that awareness of how that also affects the schedule and the breaks that are needed, or how do we schedule one scene after the next in order to get the most out of the performances, was a really big part of this production.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. I can't wait to see this movie. This is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to see it.
Now, so Rachel, you got Bat Boy coming up. Can we now you don't have to if you don't want to. I'll put you on the spot. Do you feel like singing something for us?
Really don't want to spoil it.
That's fine. I was kind of teasing
Tony. You just screwed everything up.
That's what Ray told me too. No spoilers.
That's great. All right, so we'll let you guys go. Let me just ask quick, Roxana, give us the, where everybody can find you, all your social media outlets.
Yes, please come visit us. Our website is www.mandysvoicefilm.com, Mandy, and that's it for all of it on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Mandy's Voice Film, at Mandy's Voice Film. We'd love to have you come visit, say hello, message us, share your thoughts with us. If you'd like to join on as a sponsor, we would really love to include you in that. And again, thank you both so much for having us here.
Oh, it was our pleasure. It was, this was, again, we can't wait to see this film. This is historic. There's so many documentaries out there, but, there's so little, actual... real films.
Explaining how it feels.
Right.
The idea that, Mandy, you could hear her voice when she isn't able to speak. I think that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's going to, I don't know. I think it's really it's going to matter. So thank you.
So, yeah, we appreciate your time very much. You guys were great. And Karen, it was a pleasure talking to you. Big fan of The Sopranos. I loved you in Sour Grapes. So it was a big pleasure to have you on here. And we hope to talk to you guys again. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, keep us updated on what's happening with the film, and we'll be glad to share that here with our family here as well.
Before you go, one of our listeners just wanted you to know. She said, and she is a child on the spectrum as well. She said, try to contact Joey Travolta and his production team. Joey Travolta.
Oh God, I know him.
Yeah,
oh, that's funny.
She said they might be a great backer and get it out there, since that is what this film company does for our community. So,
wow.
Yes, if I may,
Sure.
I would like to tell a story about, he's just wonderful. I went to the premiere of his latest film, Carol of the Bells, and it was beautiful. He would be amazing. I could definitely talk to him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What was the name of that movie? Carol what?
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells. All right,
yeah,
cool.
and you put out there where they can donate. Carol also asked where can we donate?
Yeah, they go to Mandy's Voice Film, and
it's all set up.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
And
Good
you have
luck with it, and we can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
absolutely. And again, we hope to talk to you guys again and keep everybody updated on the film. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Cool. There you go. Okay. All right, cool.
There we go.
Had a little hiccup there with the technology.
Yeah.
But that was cool. That was cool. Sounds like a great movie. Nice people. Looking forward. And again, that's historic. And hopefully the people on the spectrum will... what's that about?
I don't know.
Oh. Hopefully the people on the spectrum will, even the crew as well. Hopefully they'll, continue to get some work out of it. So that's nice. Can I have my phone over there?
Yeah.
So, all right. So that was cool. We thank them. Roxana Lewis, Rachel Barcelona, and Karen Sillis. We appreciate their time very much. That was cool. All right. So, all right. So, and thank you guys for watching that with us and being interested, and appreciate the input. Roxanne, more like Foxanne. Yeah, she's.
Who said that?
Andy Plajanos. Yeah, she's a good look. They're all pretty women. Karen Sillis played the madam on that one episode of The Sopranos. And she's a good looking woman. And Rachel, I mean, she's 24. She's a pretty kid. And Roxanne was good looking too. Great show today, says Beansy. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. So, all right. So moving on. Don't forget this weekend here at Governor's. Tom Galati performing in the Long Island Laugh-Off. He's, he's in the finals. So that's Friday, September 3rd. So we wish him the best. And in the little room, we got you got Mike Keegan, Carl Okerson, Tim Saliani, Rich Rader, Jeff Bosey. They're all there in the little room this weekend. Lots of stuff going on. Don't forget again, Jackie, the Joke Man Martling, on September 25th. All right, so you talked about school before.
I did. And you said, we'll get to that.
Well, I'm mad. I'm mad about school. First off, I'm not one of those parents that like, oh, thank God September's here, get them out of the house. I'm not one of those.
You're not. It's actually one of the reasons I love you.
Hey. But to me, I take it a step further now. I think it should be against the law to start school before Labor Day. Now, and I know...
Especially on Long Island, because I know, down in the South, they do things in quarters. Like, they just split the year up in quarters. And we're apparently farmers up here in Nassau County, so we just still live with the long summer.
Right, that's what I was going to clarify. I'm not, I know a lot of parts of the country start earlier, but that's been their norm for a long time.
Yeah, very long time.
But their summer starts earlier. Their summer break starts earlier, too.
Well, they're just based on a quarter system. So whatever happens during the split 4.
But in these neck of the woods,
we have summers off.
Right.
We do not come back.
Labor Day is usually the unofficial end to summer.
Yeah. It's like working Christmas.
There's absolutely zero reason to start school before Labor Day.
There's parades. There's a lot going on.
Let the kids finish out the summer with their drugs and their sex.
And a lot of school districts are not doing that this year, but my school district is, because we are a scrappy bunch in Massapequa.
No. Your school district is starting after Labor Day.
Yeah.
But I was clarifying what you were saying.
We don't seem to take crap, but other schools are. Like New Hyde Park goes back Thursday.
Your district a few years back did start before Labor Day.
You say that, but I don't remember that.
It might have been before you were here.
Oh, that's like
I know it's hard to believe, but things did happen here while you weren't.
It's just stupid before me.
In Hingham, we started
after Labor Day, always. And then when I came here, it's always after Labor Day. It's just the way it has to be.
What's going on over there?
With what?
I don't know. You got your hair is kind of...
Is it? Is it weird? I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's fine now. You had some...
Stuff over...
You had some alfalfa stuff going on there.
How's that?
Yeah, it's fine. So, I mean, but yeah, this year your school district definitely got it right because
got it really right.
Because after Labor Day you have Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah.
And I think there's even another holiday in there, so they're starting after all that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a little bit of an extra,
like an extra
time
whole week or so.
The New York education system is a little messed up, in my opinion.
It's a good school district, and it's New York. Really, they're usually 3rd or 4th in the nation as far as schools. So there's really nothing to
Right.
complain about.
Andy,
I mean,
but-
they're not Massachusetts, but
Oh God, nothing is like my
they're
hangout.
not. They're not at all. Yeah, but they're good. It's good and solid.
Andy Plagano says, yeah, his school starts on the 9th, too. Carol Miner says, Zach thinks Rachel is super cute. You know, I don't know where they were. Well, Karen said she was in Connecticut, but I don't know where the other two were.
Yeah.
They could have been in California for all I know. Oh, well, all right, Carol, what do we got? Oh, so, Carol, contact them at
Yeah.
Mandy's Voice, the film. What was
Say,
it? Mandy's
my
Voice.
son's an artist, too. And then, what?
Mandy's Voice Film. .com or Mandy's Voice Film on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, you should contact Rachel and say, hey, my Zach, and you tell him too. My Zach is an artiste. He draws and paints, and he's just one heck of a nice guy. So yeah, maybe we can get something going. How old is Zach? 22. I don't know, chasing after an older woman. She's 24. All right. What else?
I didn't want to interrupt you while you speak.
I didn't say anything. I didn't do that at all. I laughed, actually, is what I did. So now you're not going to say anything.
I'm just going to be very careful not to interrupt your speech. I couldn't even get that out.
Oh, Zach is 25? Wow, I didn't know that. I thought he was younger. Wow, so that's perfect. Imagine that.
It's perfect. They're both in the art world.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So he can paint pictures of her all day long.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, we got to make this happen. Matchmaker. I really feel like I would be an excellent matchmaker.
Why?
I don't know, because I love when it works out.
Have you?
Yeah, I've done
who?
it. I've
All right,
actually done it, and
tell
I
me.
don't do it unless I know it'll work.
All right, so who have you done this for?
My ex-sister-in-law and her husband.
You set them up.
Totally.
All right. Is that? Are there any more?
I have to think.
So you're basing this theory on just one experience.
Yeah. I feel like there's more. I just can't think because I have a concussion.
Are you going to ride that
I do
wave?
feel really lower. I'm not riding a wave.
Well, then what are you doing here?
I would love you to have a concussion to see how it feels.
I don't need a
And then
concussion.
I
I'm
want-
stupid
and then
already.
I want you to have a concussion just because you make me so mad. But yeah, like I would love you to know, thoughts. Okay, here's like a
It's
good
very
example.
loving of you that you're wishing a concussion on me. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. You know when you're trying to think of like who wrote a certain movie or something, you just can't think of it.
Yeah.
Like it's like that times 10.
Okay.
So like things just.
All right. So my question remains: what are you doing here?
Well, I'd be at home wondering who wrote the same freaking movie. Why not be here? It's not like
You'd
it's
be-
going to go away.
You'd be home laying in bed.
No, but laying down hurts. So.
But everything we've researched, everyone you talk to, everyone you have talked to says rest. Rest is required.
I'm not doing anything though. I'm just sitting here getting
You've
yelled
been
at by
working
you.
hard and
Yeah, well, not hard enough because this was totally screwed up today.
you're making it worse. I'm not talking about concussion. I'm talking about that. As soon as you laughed, I knew exactly what you were thinking. That.
Well, what else you got? Besides yelling at me.
Well,
this is just, I don't
she
even know what
deserves-
this is.
Yes, I
Like,
don't.
what
You may
is
as well
this?
turn that off.
Yeah. Well, no,
It'll
I'm
still
just
work.
going to leave it.
All right. Yeah, I want you guys to help me out. Yell at her. Tell her she shouldn't be here.
Move on. Jeez.
Sally, you're on the case. Big hugs. Oh, how'd you get a concussion? And Joan answered. She got rear-ended on Saturday. Yes, not this past Saturday. A week prior, Saturday.
Someone hit me in the rear.
And then she got into a car accident. Yes, Sally was sitting at a red light, and then boom, car just came in and rear-ended.
Totaled
yeah.
my freaking car.
So now we're going through all those lovely
things
that you have to go through after a car accident. Insurance and people and phone calls and aggravation and money and
blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Trying to find a new car and all that garbage.
Yeah.
But first things first. Get your rest. Get your relaxation. Get yourself back to 100%, damn it. Yeah, see, and you're coming in here all the time, making it worse.
I'm stressed because you won't move on.
You had to skip the picnic on Saturday, which I would much rather...
I would have totally skipped it anyway.
Why?
Because I had 1,000 things to do.
Dick. You came last time.
Because I didn't have 1,000 things to do.
Dick. What else do I have here? I think that actually... Did I say Charles Goonan's coming in tomorrow?
Yes.
I did say that. Yeah, okay.
Did you have more?
I had one... All right, yeah, I have one more thing.
Are you just yelling at me because you had nothing else to do?
Oh, no. I just
yell at you for fun.
Well, you're wishing a concussion on me. You can't pick on me. You know what I want to talk about? You guys ever get upset over, and I'm sure the answer is yes from everybody. You get upset over someone's Facebook post. Now, through the years,
I do it less and less.
That's what I was about to say.
I really honestly don't care.
Come here.
What?
Come here. I'm serious. Come here. You have a bruise on your forehead.
Yes.
You've had that?
Yeah.
It's the first I'm noticing of it.
And it's right on my face, too.
Well, that would be your forehead, part of your face.
I know, but why wouldn't you have noticed my face?
I don't know. That's
if
what I'm
I had
wondering.
a bruise on my boobie, you would have noticed that.
Well, that's more important than your forehead. I am looking at that more often than your forehead. At those, I should say, not that. Make it sound like you have one boob. You've had that?
Yeah.
For a week?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm shocked. I didn't see that. Yeah, so I've done that too, less and less through the years, because it is weird. I still think of Facebook and social media as a new thing, but you and I both joined Facebook 2008.
Right.
And it was probably around 2006, 2007 it came out, right?
I don't find it fun anymore.
I keep scrolling in search of the fun stuff.
I don't find fun anymore.
I do find it. I do find the fun.
I feel like the
But-
fun people left already, and I'm just stuck with advertisements and angry people.
Yeah, Carol says not yelling, but agree with Joan. You need to get some rest. Joan says resting means staying home, Sally. Then Joan says she laughed and said, "Oh yeah, Tony, Facebook posts are upsetting often." Yeah, and I'm with you. As time goes on, yeah, I think all of us are guilty of it. In the very beginning, you'd argue your points, you get into Facebook arguments. And it's been several years. I stopped.
Yeah.
And I've even done it here. I get involved and I've really tried hard to stop doing that.
I hardly see any of the people that I even care about much anymore. Like I remember, I don't know, 7 years ago, I like if a friend left Facebook because they got mad about something and it was like, or they just wanted to see if they could take like a break because they felt like they were getting addicted. Remember those days? Like, I'm going to take a Facebook break for a month. Or my wife says I'm not getting anything done anymore. I have to take a Facebook break. Like no one says that anymore. But remember they used to do that. And I'd be like, wow, I kind of miss Karen now that she's not on Facebook anymore. Now I don't even know whether they're on or not because I just keep seeing the same advertisements.
Yeah, well, yeah, Facebook
every
unfortunately
day.
has changed and they limit things and they've changed what we can see. That's a whole other story.
Like
but,
they've decided what's important to me and they've clearly gotten me wrong.
Yeah.
I just want to see the posts of the hamster eating the carrot.
Well, again, that's a completely different. Is this aimed at me lately? Sorry, no, Carol. Actually, it's not. Although Carol's been getting heated on Facebook lately.
No, I actually, Carol, and I don't know if you were on the day that we were talking about your post with masks and stuff, but I loved that post. I thought it was very heartfelt.
There was a post last week. We talk about it all the time. Our opening for our show with the ads and opening credits takes 5 to 10 minutes because we're sharing the show during that time. We're sharing it to where it's got to go. Andy and Billy text each other when we see a Facebook fight. Billy takes screenshots so we can laugh later.
Yeah, because you have to take the screenshot because then people take it down. And then you
Facebook
can't
fights
laugh
are
at them.
fun when you're not involved, just like real fights. I'll give you that. But when you're the one involved, it's not fun. But yeah, so I share the show all over the place, and there are plenty of Facebook pages that allow us to share, and I'm very appreciative of that because we spend most of our time trying to get some exposure for this station, trying to get our shows out there. We're trying to turn this into something, big, and we're always looking for new guests like we had today, and just different ways to widen our reach. And I know we've joked about it a lot on here, but I'm a big I'm a music geek. I'm a nerd when it comes to music, and I'm a huge fan of Billy Joel's music. So there's this one page that I don't know, what do you say, that I'm a member of, that I've a page that I subscribe to. I don't even know what you call it, but it's called Billy Joel Retold, and it's actually the biggest page on Facebook for Billy Joel information, for Billy Joel posts. So I've been posting there for a long time. I know the admin. I've known this guy for almost 30 years.
You've known him before people had computers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go way back. And and I've been posting our show there for years. We talk about Billy Joel a lot. We've had Billy Joel band members on the show, so I felt it was okay. Like I wouldn't go on a like an amputee page and throw the show there. Or I wouldn't go on a page about...
Yeah, but we do talk about...
Well, we joke about it a lot.
And a lot of the people that are on that page, watch our show. And
on the Retold, right. Like, that's how we met Captain Jack and, a lot of people. And so I felt it was fitting. I try to share it to pages where I think it's fitting. So last week, a guy commented on Retold on the post. He just wrote, why? So I...
Oh, you got your feelings hurt, baby.
Well, no, it was fine at first. I just wrote, why what? And then all of a sudden, that's when he came at me. Why am I watching this crap and this moron who just wants to be famous? I'm like, what the? So I wrote to him.
You said, I know you are, but what am I?
I wrote, wah! I said first, do we know each other? He said, no. He goes, I would never associate, or whatever he said, something. I said, all right, then, do we have a problem?
I want to beat this guy up now.
Oh, I was getting mad. At this point, I'm starting to get mad. But I'm trying to play it cool. I said, do we have a problem? And he wrote, if I had a problem, I'd call the A-team. I would not call this. And he called us morons. He called us a few things. And I was like, all right, have a nice day. And I let it go. And, of course, for an hour, 2 hours later, I'm still stirring. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Getting all mad.
And I'm thinking to myself, why am I getting mad over some stupid troll on Facebook? I really... This is something I try not to do and make a conscious effort not to do that anymore. Like you said, I'm always looking for funny posts. If I see something negative, I just keep going.
Yeah, I'm just like...
But I don't know, I couldn't shake this one.
Because you care. I hate everyone.
I don't care about this guy one bit.
Yeah, but you care about, things being said about you. I'm like...
I just don't like... And there are plenty of times I've said, okay, you know what? I was wrong here. I deserved it. And I can actually think of a few times where I've done that, where I screwed up and said something stupid. I deserve that. But I don't know this guy for a hole in the wall. All I did was post our show. I didn't make a post about Biden or Trump or anybody. I posted our show. I felt this was totally unprovoked. And, I couldn't shake it. So I went back to that page, and I just wrote, I really find it a shame that we still have assholes on this page that attack.
Wow, did you say the A word?
I'm paraphrasing now, but I did at some point.
Speaking of A-team, you're an asshole.
Yeah, asshole team.
Yeah, you A guy.
And I got a huge response. People were asking, who are we talking about? So I did.
Oh, yeah, because you're a big part of that page. People love you.
I'm a big part of that page?
You're a big part of that. You can't say you're not a big part of that page. People love you on that page. That's where a lot of our friends
we have made a lot of friends on that page.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good people on that page.
If I wouldn't, that's how I met Elio. I met Elio from that page.
Right. So you have like really, solid friends who care about you. So I could completely see everyone being like, all right.
Well, that's why
we're supposed to go to work. No, I'm calling in sick for this hour.
Well, that's why I took the.
I could see people sticking up for
That's
you.
why I decided to not continue fighting. I'm going to play the diplomatic role and post something nice, but not nice, but something cordial, while exposing this guy at the same time. I took a different route, and I did call him an asshole, but I said I think it's a shame we have people that are doing this on this page, a page that's about music. And music is supposed to be a happy thing.
Yeah.
I said, I find it a shame that this kind of stuff goes on Facebook at all, but especially on this page. And I said, it's really disappointing. I said, hopefully he won't continue.
People beat him up.
Well, that was the thing. So without asking, the troops did kind of rally.
Totally.
And I felt that was a better way to go. And then, again, I'm a union guy. There's strength in numbers. That's what a union is. Unionizing, organizing, coming together.
Oh.
There you go. You're wearing
my red shirt.
But it's not Thursday, so it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I screw that up all the time.
Yeah, on purpose. So
yes. Well, I think it looks ridiculous when me and you sit here on a Thursday with a red shirt on. We look like a bowling team. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
It's all about, as you can tell, we're all about the fashion.
Yeah, that's me. Fashion. Most of my clothes are my teenage boys' sweatbands.
And she wears that on the top. You should wear more of your boys' shirts because then it'll be tighter.
Mm-mm.
We need more form-fitting shirts out of you.
No. So you feel good that people stuck up for you?
I feel
you
great
feel better
about
it now?
Yeah, I thought it was really nice that these guys stuck up for me.
That's good.
Good
for you.
And then Melissa, who has her Billy Joel show that we've pushed several times on here, Songs in the Attic.
Mm-hmm.
Songs from the Attic.
Did she talk about it on Sunday?
She did not. But what happened? It's on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m.
She plays Billy Joel music and talks about it.
But what happened is she's been experiencing
the same stuff.
The same stuff from a guy who has another Billy Joel show.
Ah.
Different days, different times, but for some reason this guy felt the need to go after her. And apparently he went after her really hard yesterday. So then same thing. The troops rallied.
Good.
And they're going after that guy. Leave her alone.
Poor Mike must be like at his wit's end with everyone fighting, but still,
Yeah.
That's good. I think it's important.
But do you guys still get bothered by I just felt weird about it. Like why is this shit still bothering me
It's
after all this
always
time?
going to get worse. So you're going to have to you have to lower your standards of people in your life. That's where I've come to. Like they always say, what would 50-something-year-old Sallie tell 20-year-old Sally? Like, really, lower your standards because there are very few people that aren't shit. And the difficult part that I have in life is when you count on someone that isn't shit and then you find out they're shit. Like, I'm still working on that.
I think 10-year-old Tony would have better advice for 51-year-old Tony. I think 10-year-old Tony was better.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think 10-year-old Sallie was better too. Yeah. It's true. You know what is really shit? Coffee.
Coffee is shit?
Yeah, not only did I have a really difficult week, but my coffee machine crapped out. So now I'm using a coffee press. Like if those of you that don't know, when you go camping and there's no electricity, and the only way you're going to make coffee is by using a coffee press, which is basically boiling water, putting in the same coffee grain, stirring it, and then, pushing down so that you don't have the coffee grains anymore. But it's like gritty and gross and yucky.
Did you order a new coffee machine yet?
Yeah, it should be delivered today sometime.
Oh, all right. So you're okay then.
Yeah.
I was going to say, why don't you just have me pick you up some coffee?
I don't know. I hate to ask people for anything in life.
Just the guy you're with.
I know. But you've got a busy morning too. Can you go get me coffee? Like, I would never do that.
I don't mind doing that.
Ever. I would crawl to a store to get a cup of coffee before I would ask someone to get into a car to go and get me coffee.
Why? Don't you understand that men do everything for great boobies?
Not that.
Yes, not that. That's one of the easiest things I can do. Better than listening to you talk.
Just let me get out of the house. Just finish your story, Sallie. For sweet Jesus' sake.
For the love of God, shut up!
Shut up!
Let me pour that coffee down your throat. Everyone is afraid to comment now, since if you don't use correct grammar or punctuation, you get attacked. You know, we are super guilty of that. We used to really make fun of people on this show about punctuation.
Why don't you know the difference between 2, 2, and 2, and there, and there?
Yeah, but who are we to talk? We're idiots.
Well, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Well, actually, to be honest, you are a much better speller.
Yeah, than you.
You really are. Yeah.
Yeah, so Joan said that. Joan also says, God forbid you voice an unpopular opinion. Yeah, she's right about that.
Yeah, that's it. So Andy said French press is the best way for coffee. It isn't. And I'll agree with you to a point. Like the first few days, I actually say to myself, oh, it's such a hearty cup of coffee. It's like the way to go. And then after a while, you're like, it's gritty. I just want my regular coffee.
Andy also said, don't let those amputees enjoy the show. And of course, Beansy's now calling for closing argument. I guess he's done. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah. So why are you like leaving out all your amputee friends on the show?
Should I?
Like,
Should? But
what do you,
Joe?
I think you're like, I don't know. You're racist against disabled people.
But we don't talk about amputation. We don't like.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't post it either.
Yeah, we
like,
don't.
You don't
we joke about it, but we don't really make.
Like, you don't let me post it on your David Crosby page. You don't let me post it on like a whole bunch of other stuff because we don't talk about him, but we do talk about Billy Joel. I understand whatever you're saying.
Yeah,
I do.
I share it to a lot of comedy pages, a lot of podcast places.
You can't share it to more because if I have to play one more video, Danielle's mommy is going to drive here and beat the shit out of you if she's to wait for 30 more seconds for the show to start.
Carol Roby Minor, thanks for sharing the info. Not sure I was on that day, but I appreciate you both supporting my hubby and how hard this has been on our family. Oh, yeah, we talked about it for quite a few minutes.
I've in fact, Carol, I guess, you know what, we should probably say to people how we feel about them, like how great they are. Because Carol, I actually read your post to a couple of people, and I in my own home and family members, I talked about it. I thought it was an excellent post because it was Carol's husband builds ventilators to go into hospitals, and he's been working nonstop during this whole thing. And so Carol just was really upset that, okay, now he's saying that the people that are in the hospital using the vents are the ones that aren't vaccinated. And she's like, just sign I don't want a ventilator when you go into the hospital so that we could have our husband home for dinner every once in a while. You know, it's just, but it was, it's I understand the passion behind it.
Andy says, lean into it. He is fueled by his hate and anger. He likes to fill up the tank by reading stuff like that and not responding.
Yeah, I don't want to because I feel like it's all it gets in my stomach.
I
think there's so much of that around that it's hard for me to even have 10 minutes a day where I'm not aggravated.
Well, right. I'm not fueled by hate and anger, which makes me even more angrier.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't need to think about angry stuff more. It's everywhere.
Speaking of angry, we have Charles Goonan joining us tomorrow.
Cindy said that she saw him on our show the other day, and she's like, I really like his haircut. It's very handsome. More people should have haircuts like Charles Goonan. She's like, what a handsome guy.
Well, rub it in. I can't.
Yeah. Well,
thanks a lot, Cindy.
Well, either can she.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. I'm glad you said that, not me. I hope she gets the energy to kick your ass.
Yeah, I hope she does, too.
Yeah, Charles definitely has the... he looks like Desi Arnaz.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Is that, and that's a good thing, right? He was a good looking man.
Yeah, that's the problem with that him and Lucille Ball had in their marriage is he was, getting so much on the side.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she was just freaking sick of it. And
really?
Yeah, it was a really big deal. And he Desi Arnaz was like, I don't know. His view was, I don't know why you have such a hard time with it. There's a difference between being married to someone and having sex with someone. And I'm just having sex with someone like other people, and that has nothing to do with our marriage. And she was like, what? So,
wow.
But that was like, he couldn't understand why she had a hard time with him touching other people.
No kidding.
And he was like, but I married you. Like, I make love to you. I just have sex with all these other broads.
All these other broads?
That's pretty much what he was saying. He was like, what's the problem? Like, as if you're like, why do you like chocolate ice cream instead of vanilla? Because I like chocolate. What's the problem? Like, to him, it was like such a no-brainer. And to her, she was like, I want to stab you with a fork in your eyeball.
Is that what she said?
You don't understand this. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it was just one of those things. And
is that what they did in Cuba? Is that how people did it down there?
I don't want to put a whole country on this spot that they don't know that
I'm
they
just
should
trying
just be with their wife. But
I'm just trying to understand where he got this line
I
of
understand
thinking
what you're
from.
saying. Like, you always talk about like when we were watching the Soprano series, and you're like, that's kind of what it was like. Like, they have these women on the side, and you're almost like made fun of if you don't have a woman on the side. And I'm like, get this.
Because I'm such the mob expert.
I'm like, Irish people don't do this. You know, but we like when we were talking about
sure,
that.
They don't.
They don't.
I know.
It's
All
different.
Irish people are better than, especially if they're from Boston. I like to stab myself in the face with a fork.
Well, you should appreciate it now that you found out you're Irish. But so I don't want to say all of Cuba, but it was definitely a thing.
Andy Bajano says, "Wait, are you implying that Des Yarnez was wrong?" So so we went off on Des Yarnez just because we have Charles Goonan coming in
nice
tomorrow.
hair.
Charles Goonan coming in for Tuesday trivia. I don't know if it's definitely happening this week, but we may also have Jackie sometime this week. We may also have some of the contestants for the Long Island Laugh-Off this week. And then what we're doing Friday for the Laugh-Off, we're going to be in here Friday for the Laugh-Off. We're going to interview a lot of these guys, but we're filming it. We're going to record it, and then we're going to play it on Saturday. So live from Governor's Green Room. So this Saturday will be recorded from Governor's Green Room, not live from Governor's Green Room this Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
And it'll be moments, we're going to be talking to guys from the Laugh-Off. We're going to be talking to Keegan and those guys in the little room. So it'll be a fun night. Today is Monday, so we have Steve Squared coming on at 6:30. Mm-hmm. And we have Flip Tracks Radio with Tom Sanfilippo. And I will be engineering both of these shows so Sallie can stay home and relax.
Yeah.
And then we're back here tomorrow with Tuesday Trivia with Charles Goonan. And then Anthony and Johnny return tomorrow night. We're going to try the Zoom again for their guest, Joey Tunes.
Oh, I thought it was Johnny Depp.
He's the following week.
Oh.